Alright, you suck on defense in Madden 26. I already know. Defense isn't the easiest, and clearly you clicked on this video for a reason. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the best defense, the best blitz defense, and we have good coverage behind it that you can take advantage of here in Madden 26. But let's jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to be in, you can do this out of a lot of different defenses. It's really just whatever you're comfortable with. So we have, your options really are any defense that have 4 defensive linemen by default. So for example, those would be like dime 2-3, nickel 2-4, nickel 3-3, load mug. Those would probably be your options. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in nickel 2-4 to try to show this off for you guys. Now, the key thing with this, you want to have good pass rushers. Like, right, if you're building an ultimate team, you're building your team in, what's the mode called? Franchise. You want to make sure you have good left and right defensive line. The Steelers, if you're playing regs, are a really good team to be able to do this with. The main thing is the custom stunts. So really, you need to make sure you're doing this in the pre-play menu, because if you try to do it at the line of scrimmage, it's not going to work for you in the Texas format, because in my opinion, this is one of the better kind of rushes in this game. But we're gonna first show it off against a base protection where they sent 5 out. So again, all you want to make sure you're doing is pass committing, and I'd probably want to just stand right here over this center with my users. So if they go to take the snap right here, all you want to do is just engage with that center and then get out of the way. You don't really want to be bumping into your defensive linemen because that can mess up the blitz. But you're able to see right here, boom, we engage with this center, and then TJ Watt just gets a really good angle. And that's the thing, sometimes these guys are going to be able to loop all the way around and just get in, and it'll just be easy. But other times, which is why the stunts are good, is it just changes the angle that the blockers have to use. So you're able to see TJ Watt just able to get a really good angle on this number 77 guy. And TJ Watt is a good pass rusher, he's going to shed. But it's really just the angle that he's able to use on that pass rusher. So we're going to go through it again, because I would say that no blitz is going to be 100% of the time. Another thing that you can do is you can pinch your defensive line like this, and you can, I mean, that could be something that works a little bit better for you. They're going to take the snap, and there it is. I mean, you just see how fast that stunt is, bro. And the reason why it works is because you're pinching your defensive line mainly. You're getting those linemen to block a little bit more inside, and then it just completely messes everything up. You see how number 77 is just completely clueless, has no idea who to block, which just allows TJ Watt to walk in free. This is also really good against people who like to have good pocket presence. I talk about pocket presence a lot on this channel, and it's super important to help you win games. But, you know, I would just say that this is really good against those people, because it makes it to where they can't really step up in the pocket. So we go through it again right here, and you're going to be able to see that time we get a shed. So again, no blitz is going to come in every single time, but as long as you can just make it to where, hey, you know, we're giving ourselves a great chance to get this looping pressure every time. So boom, you see it right there. That time the running back had to step up to block us. And that's really good for you whenever you're, even when you, because we're only sending 4, you have to realize that, and they just block 6 people, and we got a guy to come in free. And the main adjustment with this is to just pinch your defensive line. When you start pinching your defensive line is really when you start to, you know, get more pressure. There you go. You get Neesmith or Highsmith, whatever his name is, to come in free. It's really just that simple with this blitz. Pinch that defensive line, pass commit that defense, and you give yourself a great chance. 4 down lineman rush against a 4 or a 5-man protection. I mean, versus a 5 or a 6-man protection, doesn't matter. You can see one of those guys are going to come in very often. I would say probably like, I mean, even if it's 40% of the time, 45, 50, where you come in completely unblocked against a 5 or a 6-man protection, that is one of the best blitzes in the game. And the people would tell you, oh, this blitz comes in every time. No blitz comes in every time, but even if it comes in half the time, that's enough to make the offense set protection every play, and we'll just ruin their game. And like I mentioned, there's these other stunts that you can try out. The El Paso 4-man. I would say you want your ends to be looping inside versus, you know, your nose tackles looping inside. So I wouldn't say that this one's as good, but I do think it is nice to mix in stunts throughout a game, because you don't want to let your opponent get used to setting pass protection against a certain stunt, if that makes sense. So if one protection against the El Paso might not work against the right Temple. So that's kind of the thought process there. But, you know, what I would also say is no defense is complete if you can't stop the run. So really with this defense, if you're playing against an inside zone run, you kind of, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to do it right now with 2 controllers here in practice mode, but the general concept is stand right here over this, over your nose tackle, and you kind of want to just, oh my gosh, you kind of just want to loop inside and fill that gap. Again, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to do with 2 controllers here in practice mode, but you know, I kind of get it right there, and you can kind of see that I'm just right there. Just have to actually dive through and make the play. You guys watch my channel, you guys have watched me play online, you know that this is just easy, and that's kind of the concept, where you're just diving through and you're trying to bring that guy down. The offensive line doesn't recognize you in this game because you're standing so far back. So you stand right here, and then boom, you're kind of just able to loop through, and then they just had nowhere to go. Your other defenders shut off the front side of the play, and you're kind of shutting off the back side. It's kind of the concept with this. So boom, take it and try to loop right through that gap. Very easy, you know, in game when you only have to hold 1 controller, it's going to be pretty simple for you. Alright, let me know if you guys want to see a part 2 to this video where I go through and break down coverages to go along with the blitz and a bunch of other stuff. You know, that could help you guys out on defense, but hopefully that video helped you out. If you want to know how to run the best offense in Madden 26, check out this video right here on the screen where I break down how to run the Jaguars offense. But that's all I got today. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.